London in the year 1611 awakens beneath a low, pearled sky, the Thames moving slowly through the city like a broad, breathing artery. It is the reign of King James I, 8 years after the crowns of England and Scotland were joined, and the city stands at a threshold, no longer medieval, not yet modern. Its streets are narrow and crowded, its ambitions vast, its future uncertain. At dawn, bells toll from parish churches, their echoes weaving through timbered houses and stone halls, calling the city to life. The geography of London defines its rhythm. The River Thames dominates everything: commerce, communication, power. Wharves along its banks groan under the weight of barrels, bales, and crates from across the world: wine from France, spices from the East, sugar from the Caribbean, cloth from English looms. Above the river rise the towers of the city, still largely confined within its ancient Roman walls, while beyond them, suburbs swell in defiance of regulation. South of the river, in Southwark, theaters, bear-baiting pits, and taverns thrive, catering to appetites the city officially condemns but quietly profits from. The air smells of smoke and damp wood. Coal fires burn day and night, their soot settling on clothes, faces, and walls. Horses clatter over uneven stones, carts creak, and hawkers cry their wares with practiced urgency. London is loud, restless, and alive. Its population has surged past 200,000, making it one of the largest cities in Europe, yet its infrastructure strains under the pressure. Clean water is scarce, waste disposal primitive, and disease a constant, invisible threat. Politically, London is both servant and master to the crown. King James rules from Whitehall, asserting his belief in the divine right of kings, yet he relies heavily on the wealth and machinery of the city. Parliament meets nearby, its members drawn from landed gentry and powerful merchants, negotiating taxation, religion, and royal authority in a tense, evolving balance. The memory of Elizabeth I still lingers, her long reign a golden shadow against which James is measured, often unfavorably. Religion remains a defining force. The Church of England stands dominant, but beneath its surface simmer deep divisions. Puritans agitate for further reform, rejecting ceremony and ornament as remnants of Catholic corruption. Recusant Catholics practice their faith in secret, watched closely by informers and officials. Sermons thunder from pulpits, shaping morality, obedience, and fear of divine judgment. God is not a distant concept in 1611 London. He is present in every illness, every fire, every stroke of fortune or ruin. Daily life reflects a city built on hierarchy and habit. Apprentices rise before dawn, serving masters in trades ranging from carpentry to printing. Women manage households, sell goods in markets, and labor alongside men in workshops, their contributions essential yet often unrecorded. Children work early, learning survival before learning letters. At the top, merchants and aldermen grow rich on overseas trade, building grand houses and endowing charities that secure both reputation and salvation. Yet tension hums beneath the surface. Food prices rise. Enclosures in the countryside push the poor toward the city. Laws against vagrancy grow harsher, and punishment is public and severe. London in 1611 is a city of opportunity and anxiety, of faith and fear, standing in the pale morning light of a century that will test it in ways yet unimagined. As the day advances, London reveals the intricate machinery of its society. This is a city built on work, relentless, specialized, and often brutal. Guilds regulate trades with iron authority, controlling who may work, what may be sold, and at what price. Membership brings security and status. Exclusion means poverty. In workshops thick with dust and sweat, craftsmen labor from sunrise to sunset, producing goods that fuel both domestic life and international commerce. At the heart of London's rising power lies trade. The merchants of the city are increasingly global in their outlook, investing in ventures that stretch beyond Europe. The East India Company, chartered just over a decade earlier, represents a new kind of ambition, risk-laden, profit-driven, and imperial in scope. Though its impact is still nascent in 1611, the foundations of Britain's future empire are already being laid in counting houses and riverside offices. Social divisions are stark and visible. Fine silks and stiff ruffs brush past ragged cloaks and bare feet. The wealthy dine on meat, sugar, and imported fruits, while the poor subsist on bread, ale, and thin pottage. Beggars crowd church doors and bridges, some genuinely desperate, others hardened by a system that offers little mercy. The city responds with both charity and cruelty. Almshouses and workhouses rise alongside whipping posts and stocks. Entertainment provides escape and reflection. Playhouses like the Globe draw crowds from every class, their stages alive with history, tragedy, and comedy. In 1611, William Shakespeare is still writing, his words shaping how London understands power, ambition, and human frailty. Theater becomes a mirror held up to society, even as authorities fear its influence, associating crowds with disorder and disease. Religion continues to divide and define. King James sponsors the translation of the Bible that will bear his name, published this very year, seeking unity through Scripture. Yet unity remains elusive. Puritan lectures attract devoted followers, while Catholic plots, real or imagined, haunt the political imagination in the wake of the Gunpowder Plot just 6 years earlier. Surveillance, suspicion, and loyalty tests are woven into daily life. War and foreign affairs loom constantly. England watches the conflicts of Europe closely, balancing Protestant solidarity against political caution. Veterans of earlier wars walk the streets, maimed and begging, living reminders of service rendered and promises broken. The cost of defense falls heavily on taxpayers, deepening resentment toward both Crown and Parliament. Pressure builds as London grows faster than it can govern itself. Fires break out regularly in wooden neighborhoods packed too tightly together. Plague outbreaks return with grim predictability, shutting markets and emptying streets. Each crisis exposes the fragility beneath the city's confidence. And yet, London adapts. It absorbs newcomers, experiments with new forms of organization, and learns, slowly, painfully, how to survive its own success. By evening, as the sun lowers over the western fields and the city settles into a restless dusk, London in 1611 stands revealed as a place of transition. It has reached a kind of early peak, not of perfection, but of potential. The structures of medieval life still hold, yet they are stretched thin by new ideas, new populations, and new economic realities. Change is no longer a distant possibility, it is an everyday presence. The consequences of this moment will unfold over decades. The population will continue to rise, forcing innovations in governance, policing, and public health. Trade will expand into empire, binding London's future to distant lands with consequences both prosperous and devastating. Religious tensions will harden, contributing to the conflicts that will eventually plunge the nation into civil war. The balance between Crown and Parliament, already uneasy in 1611, will become the defining political struggle of the century. Culturally, London's influence will deepen. Its writers, printers, and thinkers will shape the English language and imagination. The King James Bible, born in this year, will echo through sermons, literature, and private devotion for generations. Theaters will flourish, close, and flourish again, carrying forward a tradition of storytelling that captures the city's soul. Yet perhaps the most enduring legacy of London in 1611 lies in its resilience. This is a city accustomed to crisis, fire, plague, poverty, and unrest, yet unwilling to retreat. Each challenge forces adaptation. Each loss reshapes the urban fabric. The London of this moment is learning how to be a modern metropolis, even as it clings to old certainties. As night falls, lanterns flicker along the streets, and the river reflects 1,000 trembling lights. Somewhere a sermon is ending, a play is concluding, a bargain is being struck. Life continues, layered and complex. London does not know what it is becoming, only that it must keep moving forward. In 1611, London stands poised between past and future, a city of smoke and prayer, ambition and anxiety. From these crowded streets and echoing halls will emerge a capital that shapes the world, carrying with it the marks of its early struggles. The foundations laid here, in this uneasy but vibrant year, will support centuries of power, conflict, and reinvention.